So let me ask you a question. Have you opened your third eye yet? Because these days, it seems like everyone's doing it. There are TikToks claiming you can activate it in 10 minutes, YouTube videos promising instant downloads, and people online throwing around phrases like, my third eye told me, or I saw it in the spirit. But is that real insight or just spiritual aesthetic? The third eye has become a buzzword, a trend, a symbol of being woke, deep, or tapped in. But where did this idea actually come from? Is it ancient wisdom or a modern remix of something much deeper and more sacred? In this episode of Modern Myths, Ancient Truths, we're going beneath the trend and behind the symbol to ask, what is a third eye really? Where did it come from? And have we misunderstood it so badly that we've lost its original power? Let's talk about it. Long before the third eye was showing up on t shirts or throw pillows, it was a sacred concept rooted in the oldest spiritual systems on earth. In Hinduism, the third eye is associated with the Ajna chakra, the sixth energy center in the body, located between the eyebrows. Ajna means command or perception. It governs inner vision, intuition, and the mind's ability to perceive beyond the material. It's not just something to open, it's something to honor. In Buddhism, the third eye is connected to enlightenment and clarity, not just seeing spirits, but seeing through illusions, especially the illusion of ego and separation. In ancient Egypt, we have the Eye of Horus, a symbol of healing, spiritual protection, and insight. It's mathematically aligned with the parts of the brain connected to higher consciousness. Some believe it mirrors the pineal gland in the human brain, and the Egyptians may have known this long before modern anatomy confirmed it. In esoteric Christianity, Jesus says in Matthew 6:22, the eye is the lamp of the body. If your eye is clear, your whole body will be full of light. Some mystics interpret this as a reference to the spiritual eye. So, across cultures, India, Africa, East Asia, even mystical Christianity, the concept of a spiritual eye or higher vision is not new, it's ancient. And it was always more than just a tool, it was a portal to see through the veil, to recognize divine truth, to perceive what physical eyes never could. Now, let's fast forward to social media, search bars, and online spirituality. Today, the third eye has been turned into a spiritual side quest, something people try to unlock like a video game achievement. There are meditation challenges, detox recipes, and those oddly aggressive open your third eye now videos. But here's the thing, opening your third eye doesn't guarantee wisdom. Seeing more doesn't mean understanding more. Perception without interpretation, that can be dangerous. The problem isn't that people are curious, it's that they're often ungrounded. They're seeking mystical experiences without spiritual preparation. They want instant access to dimensions without doing the shadow work that helps you stay sane when you get there. I've seen people mistake trauma flashbacks for visions. I've seen people mistake anxiety spirals for spiritual downloads. I've seen people enter altered states and call it prophecy when really they just needed sleep, food, or therapy. That's not to shame anyone, it's to say spiritual discernment is vital, especially when dealing with sacred symbols like the third eye. Now, let's talk about the pineal gland, that tiny gland in the center of your brain that regulates melatonin and circadian rhythms. It's been called the biological third eye, and in some ways, that's a fair metaphor. Some researchers believe that the pineal gland might be sensitive to light, or that it plays a role in dream states, mystical visions, or DMT experiences. That's interest in science, but the internet has taken it and run with it. There's now a whole online culture obsessed with decalcifying the pineal gland, blaming fluoride in the water, avoiding processed food, drinking herbal detox teas like they're holy water. And while I'm not here to argue against healthy choices, we have to ask, what are we actually detoxing from? Is the pineal gland blocked or is our ego? Sometimes people say, my third eye is blocked, when what's really happening is they haven't learned to sit in silence. They're addicted to stimulation, or they're afraid of the truth their intuition is trying to show them. The pineal gland may be real, but insight is cultivated. You don't need a supplement to see clearly. You need alignment. Now, let's talk about the part that nobody wants to say out loud. The third eye can become a spiritual trap because when people mistake perception for truth, they start believing every thought, vision, or dream is a divine message. And if you're not grounded, that can lead to delusion, spiritual psychosis, even ego addiction. I've seen it happen. People claiming to see energies, spirits, ancestors, but refusing any kind of emotional accountability. People weaponizing their intuition, telling others, I just know, or spirit told me, as a way to avoid being questioned. The third eye is supposed to be a mirror, not a weapon. It shows you your own soul first, not just everyone else's flaws. Real inner vision humbles you, it doesn't inflate you. And if your third eye makes you feel superior to others or gives you an excuse to bypass reality, that's not awakening. That is ego in costume. So let's get to the core. What is the third eye really about? It's about perception beyond the physical. It's about learning to see through the noise, through illusion, through conditioning, through your own fear. It's about cultivating insight, clarity, and trust in the voice within you that speaks when everything else is quiet. And it doesn't always show up as a vision. Sometimes it shows up as a knowing, a boundary, a gut feeling that you can't shake. That's insight. And it takes practice, meditation, stillness, shadow work, prayer. The third eye isn't just an energy center, it's a spiritual responsibility. You don't need to see spirits to be gifted. Sometimes the deepest gift is being able to see the truth about yourself and not run from it. If your third eye is truly open, then you'll be able to sit with these questions honestly. Do I want divine insight or spiritual attention? Am I chasing visions or clarity? Have I confused stimulation with spirituality? Can I be still long enough to receive what spirit really wants to show me? Am I spiritually aligned or just aesthetically aligned? Because the real third eye doesn't just show you the unseen, it reveals you to yourself. The third eye is not a filter, it's not a trend, and it's not proof that you're more woke than anyone else. It's a sacred symbol, a seed of knowing, a reminder that everything real starts with vision that goes deeper than what the world shows you. If you're serious about spiritual awakening, take your time. Turn off the noise. Sit in silence. Let spirit speak without the need for spectacle. Because the truth is, when the third eye is open, you don't need to say you're tapped in. Your alignment speaks for itself. This is Modern Myths, Ancient Truths, where we honor the real, the rooted, and the sacred meaning behind what the world has turned into trend. I am Denise, and I will see you in the next one.